तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः. The path to perfection through Bhakti Yoga. Step by step, we go on walking by following the steps of earlier sages on the sandbank of time. From ancient times, unheard people have tread this path of Bhakti Yoga. Almost all saints and prophets, all through the ages, have walked on the same path and attained the absolute peace. Each soul on this earth, be it an insect or animal, human or the various higher powers, all are seeking happiness, peace and freedom. The three things that every soul is aspiring for. I must be happy. I want peace. I must be free from all bondages and suffering forever. But this world is such, it's a constantly changing flux. Everything here is changing. Whatever you see, whether it is our bodily existence or of the external existence, that house looks like a permanent structure, but time is acting on it. Maybe that it survives for 150 years, but there is an end when it collapses down. Time is acting on everything which is making it slowly disintegrate and go away. So our bodily existence, we take birth, we grow, we pass the middle age, old age comes, body deteriorates, and it meets with the death. To continue the story again. So everything is changing. How can you get eternal peace here? Your bodily existence itself is not eternal. You want eternal peace, everlasting bliss and freedom. You are bound in this nature, the sukha, dukkha, birth and death. Our internal desires drive us constantly, and the only way is to transcend this nature and go beyond. And how to transcend this nature? Nature has become everything that I can see, understand, conceive and deserve. My bodily existence, my body is nature, mind is nature. Everything what I can think of myself now, including my ego, belongs to nature. How to transcend? What will transcend? In my existence, there is spiritual existence and material existence. When they come together, a ego sprouts up. And this ego is aspiring for all that. And this ego has to dissolve and we have to find our new existence independent of my bodily existence. While still in this body, while still as a Jivatman, I must experience that absolute peace, bliss, and eternal freedom from nature. And millions and millions of people for millions of years have traveled along a holy path of sacrifice, of great patience, of spiritual strivings to transcend this nature and go. And we are in the same path. We have to follow the same path that those people have lived and gone. So Ramachandra is telling Shabari about how these transformations come. How are you going to achieve that step by step? In this step, he says, reduce your activities because it is rajas. The fact that you have come to aspire for higher life itself is sign that you have emerged out of the gross tamas. We are possessed of the three natures, tamas, rajas and sattva. In sattva, you'll be able to see the stretch yourself to the beyond. So the fact that you are aspiring for higher life itself is the proof that you have emerged out of the tamas. And now tamas is lethargy. Tamas is intense desire for enjoyment beyond limits. I want whole consciousness, whole awareness is always filled with the objects of enjoyment. This is tamas. Wrath, we get little anger now and then, but imagine the vengeance with which a person sits years after years. Look at the wrath, which is uncontrollable. So these come under the ego, the destructive, evil tendencies, all come under tamas. Normal getting angry, which goes off in no time. What we find in family matters, some small desires we try to fulfill. A desire to eat something. These are small. I want to go for a trip. I want to go. But even these activities later on, this is harmless. And you have a right to utilize it. It's human level. But tamas, when we say, it is demonical level. Excessive sleep, excessive lethargy. So this kind of, you have emerged out of it. You are coming to a normal way of living with small differences oscillating this side and that side. Now, this, if you merge, all your energies are spent in unwanted activities, which can be avoidable activities, then you will not have a sufficient energy to go higher. When you are in tamas, you have to use rajas to overcome the tamas. Their intense activity, you have to get engaged. When tamas is possessing you, the inertia is possessing you, you need intense activity to overcome that inertia. But now, having come to rajas state, activity level, where tamas is not there, now you have to go to the sattva. You have to reduce the activities as you go higher and higher levels of existence, higher and higher levels of consciousness. So you emerge out. See, Ramchandra is telling, when you are coming nearer to me, when you have finished all the pursuits of the world and known it to be a passing show alone, don't chase that, but whatever is necessary for your living, whatever is necessary for your sustenance of life, whatever necessary for as your duties and responsibilities, reduce them to the minimum and keep it alive, keep it, just to keep the ball rolling, what is necessary to all that. But out of greed, out of ego, I want to serve others, this, that, and serve within your limits. Love within you, but whole attention, you struggle for higher awakening. So reduce your activities to the minimum without which you cannot live. So here he says, virati, virati bahukarama, chata damashila, virati bahukarama. Virati. Virati is rati. Earlier he uses the term rati. Dusari rati mama katha prasanga. Indulging. Rati means indulgent. I indulge in it wholeheartedly. My whole being rushes towards it. Is rati. Virati. Dispassion. Passionate attachment for the Lord's Leela. And dispassion towards the world. Passionate attachment for God. Anuraga and viraga. Virati. In the Leela of Lord, you get rati, total indulgence in that, in the worldly thing, just a little activity, dispassion towards the world. I have nothing to attain here now. I have to attain the beyond. So much of time of my life I have already spent in this world now. I have to go beyond. The time for leaving the body, leaving this world, before I finish my lifespan, I have to reach the beyond also. Now, reduce the worldly activities, the life in the world. Don't run after any worldly achievements, but you have to achieve beyond. But these certain things cannot be avoided and do, but see that you have even these karma, you do it as an offering to God, unattached, not indulging, virati. You don't indulge, but just to keep the ball rolling, just participate and do. Nature will take care. Nature will give you the strength. Nature will give you the intuition how to do, how to manage things in the world. There will be backing of the divine to support your understanding, to support your awareness filled with the divine. God is there. All the activities of life are managed by the nature. Nature is finite. Every innumerable aspects. In various ways she manifests, she works, she exists. Divine is what backs her, the nature, to manage the whole universe, all activities in it. What supports her, what supports the universe is divine. Divine supplies you the light and nature supplies you the energy. So these two are essential for conducting all the activities of the life and also your spiritual practices to which you are interested now, to which direction you are to. So even these small activities, nature and God will guide you how to remain uninvolved and do the activities. This total dependence on God and to do all these little activities necessary, bahu karma, not from all karma, excessive indulgence in the world. From that you withdraw. Minimum you do uninvolved. Virati bahu karma. From withdraw from the multiplying activities and reduce it and do it in such a way you are uninvolved. Important thing to do little what is unavoidable and do it uninvolved. So this is Virati Atikarma. Chata, sixth one is Dhamma Shila. Dhamma Shila Virati Bahukarama. Dhamma. Dhamma is control of senses. Our senses are always chasing. If you see a child of the modern age, of the present age, if you see, by birth, the first thing attracts him is the cell phone, mobile, and TV. The whole attention, wherever, when the boy or child is growing to the age of 2 or 3, it already gets attached. It is something like habitual. You see that how it is, his senses are being caught. Because small child weeps, they will give a mobile in its hand, a cell phone in its hand, make him sit in front of a TV. He goes on seeing. Every moment he is becoming Indriya Vasha. Every moment. He is not in his own Vasha. He is not in his own control. He is not master of himself. He has become a slave of himself. Every moment he is becoming a slave of his senses. If you make him sit, the moment, and now one mother I saw with a small child, just maybe 6 or 7 months old, I requested mother, see that till he goes to school days, he doesn't come across the mobile, cell phone, and see that his whole attention is diverted some means or other to find good activities and realistic world. Take him from one place to another, show, make him play, explain to him the world in real, not in virtual. So we have to see that he is becoming every moment Indriya Vasha. Where is the freedom? When he is becoming a slave of his own senses every moment, slave of his own senses, slave of his mind. Mind goes on diverting, directing. I want this, I want that. How he runs in the world. And every moment he is becoming Indriya Vasha. Indriyas are under the nature's drive and also his own acquired past momentum. Lives he has spent in the world, chasing this world, and that momentum, that past momentum, that vasanas are driving the senses and mind. And you see how he can have the freedom, how can he obey his parents, how can he give respect to his teacher when he is driven by the vasanas, when he is a slave to his own senses. He is not in his vasha, he is not in his own control. So here, but higher life needs total control of senses. Senses, if I say my senses, be engaged in this, it will be engaged. Next moment I will be able to withdraw and keep it. I must be able to give all my attention to my activities, work I am doing. Whole attention. When I sit for meditation, when I sit for japa, mind should not run about here and there. My senses should not demand anything. I want to eat something. I want to go somewhere and eat something. I want to see something. Eyes demand seeing some pictures, this, that. It wants to go, enjoy. Ears want to go and enjoy something. All the senses are running. So what happens? Shankaracharya tells about each of the senses and says all these defects are there in human. What would be the elephant for sparsha, indriya? It is mad after that. And fish, its because of taste, it get caught. Each one, animal, nature, it describes how the deer, how it runs with the smell of its own kasturi mraga, for kasturi. Each one senses, each one is caught by its own senses. So what happens to all the five senses are in human, and how each sense organ is its own death. The elephant is caught by the sparsha, the fish is caught by its desire for eating, and sound. Each one, this deers hear the sound and they will be paying attention. The arrow comes and hits. So like that, each senses is the way to its death, and all the senses are active in human. In those animals, the one sense alone is active, and because of that they would have death, and five are active in human. What will happen to them? So the senses to be under control, mind to be always tranquil. Dhamma is control of senses. Shama is control of mind. I must be able to withdraw the senses at my will and dedicate it to higher ideals. I must be able to silence my mind, make it tranquil, keep it calm and unattached. And I must be able to place it at the feet of God, make it meditate on God. So all this to do, it must be released from their bonds. And this is Dhamma. Dhamma is withdrawal of the senses and mind to tune it to higher levels. It is under my control. It is not under the vasanas control. My vasanas have a sway over the mind and catch hold of the senses through mind. Vasanas cannot directly attack the senses, but it instigates the mind. Mind is after instinctively waits for that. It wants to eat some sweet meat, the mind goes on demanding it. The tongue goes on aspiring for it. So somehow you'll go here, there, search for that, get it, and start eating. So there is no end to this. Now, from all that it is attaining calmness. It can be, now I want to enjoy food, not as a slave, as a master I enjoy. Come, bring. I don't run after it, they come to me. I joyfully eat. So I joyfully hear a song. And in such a way, I train my mind, having controlled it, to go in a proper direction in which the holy people lived. Our great ancestors, sages, saints, and lived in that way. To divert this, one is to put a dam and divert it in the proper way, channelize it and move. This channelizing and making it move in the most suitable way for supporting my evolution is called Shila. Dhamma Shila. Chata Dhamma Shila Virati Bahu Karama. Chata Dhamma Shila. Dhamma is putting a dam and obstructing it. And to divert it, hold them back from running, calm them down, and then divert them. This diversion and taking around the channel in the right way that is conducive to my evolution is called Shila. Shila is the righteous way of living. How to talk to elders, how to respect elders, all these divine etiquettes, not normal etiquettes of life. Now, when the West and all, I see perfect etiquettes, but they are not designed in such a way. It leads us to divinity, it awakens our divinity. It is social codes. Social codes is all right for social peace, but we have to go beyond that. The Shila doesn't refer to general etiquettes to maintain the social order. It is Shila is something higher than that. It is diverting the senses and mind, my behavior, my understanding, all this in such a way that makes me evolve. It makes me expand my consciousness. I start the expansion of consciousness and expansion of heart is spirituality. Do you feel everyone your own, all jivas, like a mother feeling oneness with a child? Do you feel oneness with this world? Is your consciousness expanded to the cosmic level to feel yourself pervading the entire universe? To that extent, to help your evolution, whatever is necessary. When you are going in a vehicle or on walk, you see a temple. Just showing reverence. Just head bows down. This is Shila. Elders are there, how to sit, how to talk, how to give respect. A sage is there, how to revere him. A temple is there, how to pay obeisance to that shrine. How to express love in among all people. How to tolerate the inflictions that come in life with calmness, with bestowing the, suppose somebody insults me, how to pardon, how to do my duties, at the same time how to convince, how to pray for his welfare. All this comes under the Shila. Shila is by which you slowly evolve. You evolve in such a way you are always at peace. Inner peace and inner joy is unobstructed. Shila is, remember, it doesn't mean only your external behavior. With the external behavior suitable for your evolution, you are maintaining the inner peace and inner joy. Two aspects: to remain firm within, holding on to the divine, to remain calm and pleasant within, to be of your own existence. Third is to evolve further. Whatever way you behave, act, think, feel is Shila. Shila is. So Ramachandra says, it is just not withdrawal of senses, having command over senses. It is not just Dhamma alone is insufficient. Putting a dam alone is insufficient. Diverting the waters to proper field to grow what is necessary for our life is called with Dhamma, Shila must go. Dhamma and Shila. Putting the dam and diverting the thing. So Dhamma, Shila and Virati Bahukarama. You are withdrawing from all unnecessary activities. How beautiful life you see. On one side, you are doing all your duties uninvolved. So nice. Just like you are playing a drama on the stage, you are working in the world. And of it joyfully, when you are doing drama, whether it is your weeping part or laughing part, or any part as a king or as a servant, when your play is going on, when drama is going on, natak, and how joyfully you do. You have to weep You'll be inside knowing I'm only acting. Like that, uninvolved, so much of uninvolved, you move. And at the same time, your inner awarenesses, inner everything is such that you constantly evolve. And continue with it. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.